graduate with a master's in business administration from Summer University in California. That being said, again, before I forget, allow me welcome Mr. Owo Jimmy to the board. You're welcome, sir. We're looking forward to your vast amount of knowledge that you bring to the board. You're such a knowledgeable person. The words I'm going to say are going to be very, very few. On that note, before I forget, there is somebody special to me that I would want to appreciate. Having mentioned PaCT, and back then we used to have a Mitiana charity. You heard from the chairman of the board mentioning the rebranding, and then we got PaCT. This is the sponsor who sponsored me all throughout. She's Maggie Samia. These days, as we talk, information is transmitted online, so I'm sure she's listening, and then she knows that I'm here. I appreciate you, Mama, for the support that you've provided to me all throughout my education. As the children were ministering here, I was moved. I was touched. I was touched. At every moment, I could just remember all the times I was where they were. It was an emotional experience. I know PaCT for covering up so many areas. PaCT has lots of objectives and then projects. But one key one that I'm going to speak about today is the one in regards to education, of which I'm a beneficiary. And more reasons why the presentation of the children touched me a lot. Seeing what they were doing and demonstrating the journey it takes for somebody to reach where they were. It's quite challenging. I came to PaCT, back then Mitiana Charity, as a distressed a child as well. I was disgruntled with lots of questions in mind. At one point, I remember being home and wondering, why God, why wouldn't I be a son to Bill Gates? Did I really have to be a son to the parents I have? Why am I going through what I'm going through? It was quite a difficult situation, going through schools. I began working at the age, at my primary 5, I was making chapatis on the road, selling chapatis to get school fees, to push me through school. I moved through lots of schools in my growing up. Not that I desired to shift schools, but it was because there wasn't enough school fees to take me through those various schools. So you go to one school one term, no somayo term wemu, nebakugoba. So oyinufuna yesomere dala, no genda no soma. So I have so many hobbies and oggies on my list. So such is a story so many of us share with PaCT. It's so much rooted in us. PaCT reminds us of where we came from, and it makes us appreciate where we are, and also appreciate the efforts of the sponsors, of the donors that have so much labored to see to it that the activities that PaCT has go on as planned. Joining PaCT, I was actually here. As I scanned around, I noticed I have some hobbies here as well. I was a student of Mitianeses Namukozi here, so I'm a son of the land. In fact, Chitinkokola Mitiana is my home ground. I'm born here. Ngawe bana agamba nti ewamwe wa ewaffe Mitiana Chitinkokola. Neddira tuli bampeewo. Ami no manyo lumuntere okubuulira. So that the story of me getting to PaCT was when I was in Mitianeses. Now, of course, this is a story that is quite known because it's also on the website of PaCT, as I was giving a testimonial. And this one day I had a friend called Lubwama Peter, who happens to have had a sponsor in PaCT, Mitiana Charity by then. by the names of Anpot Nabukenya. Rest in peace. So as he planned to come and then visit his sponsor, by then she would come and then she would be at Enro Hotel, and then he wanted to come and then see to come and then see her. So he told me, how about you escort me and then I go see my sponsor? I was like, I have no issues. So I escorted him. That very first time we came, it's the first time I came across a white woman who was so filled with love. She didn't know me, but then she gave me this very warm hug. I was excited. I was like, wow, white people are amazing. So the day went by. Of course, the interaction was more with Peter, my colleague. Once in a while, I would come in and then talk, and then we went home, and then we went back to school. Then this other day, there was a function. It must have been there was a function that was organized by the late Canon Musasizi, rest in peace. And so there was a function, and because they were whites, and then they are our community as well, they needed an interpreter. And guess what? I was there at the right time. So there I was standing. The canon was asking, do you have somebody who can interpret? Then he looked at Lubwama with his friend. It's like, in which class are you? I was like, now I'm in Form 6. He's like, you know English, come and interpret. So literally, I didn't know then that my journey was